So I'm John Lynch. I'm a supervisor at the Yamhill County Juvenile Department. As a probation officer, I am a trainer for the Oregon Juvenile Department Directors Association. So Tom O'Connor at Transforming Corrections has developed an evidence-informed supervision model that's called COVE, and COVE stands for Coaching Options That Are Versatile and Effective. And I've found in my 23-year career, 23 plus, I think, that it's the most effective supervision model that I've worked with. We're using COVE, which is an evidence-informed supervision model that involves motivational interviewing, cognitive restructuring, and skill building with the youth that we supervise. Why these elements are really, really important is we know that MI allows us to find buy-in with the youth that we're working with, and that it allows us to build rapport. And we know that research tells us that if we have rapport and therapeutic alliance, for lack of a better word, with clients, that they're more likely to be successful. So that's why the MI component of COVE is so important. And then the cognitive restructuring or skill building element of COVE, it's like, imagine like a highway, like the freeway on-ramp is the MI, and the freeway itself is the cognitive restructuring or skill building, which allows the youth that we're dealing with to be in a place where they develop a skill set that they didn't previously have. So when they're done with us and done with the criminal justice system, they have a skill set that allows them to be successful. And what I have found is working with COVE, that has been the best way to hit that. Build rapport through MI, get us onto the freeway to change with cognitive restructuring and skill building, and allow them to be successful in the future. Prior to working with Transforming Corrections, the juvenile justice system had kind of moved towards an evidence-informed or evidence-based supervision model, and I think many agencies in this state and probably nationwide were looking for something that they could model or do their supervision of youth around that was at least evidence-informed. And we struggled as an agency implementing one. So we had one, we were all trained in it. Heck, I was a lead trainer for this thing, and we really, really struggled implementing it because our staff was not bought in. They didn't like it. They felt like it was forced upon them, and that was really problematic. When we started working with Transforming Corrections, which at the time was just Tom O'Connor, to us, that's what we knew it as, Tom's vision and Tom's willingness to work with our staff individually and myself and our managers and our administrators to have us be able to have some say in what we wanted to do with the youth that we serve was really, really vital. And I think that is why we've had success, or whatever level of success we've had implementing it. The COVE model, which I think we're probably further ahead than any other agency that's using it, which I'm very proud of. But I think the reason that's occurred is that our staff trusted Tom, and ultimately we got to meet Samantha Collins, who is his partner, and we really, really trusted Samantha, and that allowed us to be vulnerable, take some risks, and be comfortable with this new model because we felt like we had ownership of it. And so it's been kind of a cool and at times daunting journey, but it's really, really exciting for us, and I think our staff would say that as well. One of the reasons that criminal justice and juvenile justice agencies have struggled to have success in terms of implementation of evidence-informed or evidence-based programming and have success with clients using those type of models is that there is this disconnect between youth and family and the system. And the thing about COVE that I think has worked dramatically for our agency is it allows us to partner with youth and families because it's a coaching model. It's not, I'm the PO and you're going to do what I say. It's a partnership and not a dictatorship. And I think that has really, really impacted the youth and the family that we're working with. They feel a connection and a relationship with our staff, and they want to be successful, and they trust, and they're vulnerable enough to talk about some of the issues that may be difficult for them. And they really, really are willing to work on their adaptive challenges, which I think has allowed them to be successful going forward. And that's super exciting. But I think what has got me excited and my staff excited in terms of working with this model is the specific kind of hands-on loop of coaching that we've been able to do with Samantha and Tom. And that one-on-one coaching and allows us to be vulnerable as individuals and professionals, and be receptive to the feedback that we get, which allows us to grow as professionals. Some of the other models that I've worked with, and candidly that I've been a trainer of, and I believe that there's some positive things in those models. In fact, a lot of positive things in those models. The problem with those models is how they've been implemented. They've been you've been put into a situation where you feel like you're in a giant group and you get coached, but it's more like you're being talked at and told what to do for your next tape. You do it, and then you do it around and around and around and around and again, and it feels very impersonal. And candidly, I would say as a state, it has not been implemented successfully in most counties because of that lack of individual coaching that you get with transforming corrections. The difference and why this has been so impactful for us as an agency is the individual work that we've had, specifically with Tom and Samantha, coaching us to be successful and understanding the model and integrating it and internalizing it so it's a part of what we do, not just a thing that we do. The team has really, really bonded. I think if you were to sit in with one of our team building sessions, you would be shocked at the cohesiveness of our team. And without that cohesion and kind of team spirit and wanting to be successful as a team for the youth and family that we serve, I don't think we would be as successful as we've been in implementing the model, but also being effective with the model. All of our staff have been willing to be vulnerable and record and be coached. And I've been willing to do that. And I have found that I think that is the biggest reason that we have started to have some serious success with youth and family. And our team has really, really bonded.